Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I want to be a cabin crew. Few months ago, one of my friends went to an open day of Qatar Airways and now she just got her date of join. I asked her if she would like to share her experience, and as she is a very kind person, she accepted without thinking. I want to mention one important thing. It was not the first time when she applied for Qatar Airways. She applied also in August 2017 and she was unsuccessful. So if you're not successful from your first try, doesn't mean that you cannot become a cabin crew. In the next few minutes, you will find out how was her open day, what questions she was asked, and how she managed to be successful even though that day was one of the worst days of her life. You will see in few moments what I'm talking about. As she didn't want to record her voice, I will be the one reading also her answers. Let's start. Tell us few words about yourself. I am a humble person, enthusiastic, I have a positive mind, and I'm very outgoing. When and why have you decided to become a cabin crew? My dream has always been to become a cabin crew. The last year I took the decision to study the cabin crew career in my country and I started in August. The same month Qatar Airways was going to come to an open day in my country. Tell us how was your open day? What questions did the recruiter ask you? And how did you get the invitation for the second day? Did they send you an email? Did they call you? Or they gave you the invitation on spot? The open day was in January 2018. I was unsuccessful the first time I applied in August 2017. As I knew the process of the first day, I prepared myself, I looked for possible questions the recruiter may ask, I looked for information about Qatar Airways, about the CEO, etc. A lot of people came at the hotel, but I was one of the first ones. When I entered the room where the recruiters were, I put a big smile on my face. I got in with energy and a positive mind. After I said hello and I asked the recruiter, "How are you?" I told her I really want to work for Qatar Airways. And she asked me, "What do you know about our CEO?" I answered. She smiled and she asked me if the hotel was far from my home. Then she just gave me the invitation for the second day. How was the assessment day? What stages did you have to pass? Please tell us if you had to write an essay and also if you remember anything about the math questions. The second day we were around 100 people. The recruiters gave each of us a number and we got into the room. First, they show us a video about Qatar Airways and life in Doha. After that, they explained us how the process will be, and the first step was the written exam. The exam had a reading comprehension marked with X and some math exercises. Some of you get scared about that test, but it's easy. I remember that the comprehension part was about Qatar Airways. Then the other part was a conversation and I had to choose the correct word. The math part was a multiplication and exercises with UTC. Not a big deal. I didn't have to write an essay or something. After we finished the test, we all went out of the room while the recruiters checked our tests. They eliminated around 5 people. The next step of the process was the reach, tattoos and scars test. One by one we went to another room. I reached 212 centimeters. That's what they asked for, and they asked me if I have scars, tattoos or birthmarks. I said yes, I have 2 scars on my legs, one on each leg and one on my elbow. I saw many girls getting out of the room crying because they didn't reach the mark on the wall, and that made me feel bad for them. After that stage of the process, a lot of people were eliminated. Then the recruiters interviewed us based on our CV. That was to see if our English level was good enough and how we interact in front of them. Again, many people were eliminated. After that, we were around 40 people in the room, the ones who were selected. The recruiters show us a presentation about the salary and benefits of working for Qatar Airways. Then we had to fill some documentation about our health and scars. When we finished, we had one more step to pass, the final interview. They checked all the documentation and asked me some final questions. They said that in 15 days they will send me an email with the final answer. But the thing that you don't know is that while I was doing all this process, my dad was in hospital in coma fighting for his life because he had a car accident the night before. So my heart was broken in thousands of pieces. I couldn't cry in front of the recruiters or show my sadness or stress. When I had the opportunity to use my mobile phone, I called my mother and asked her about my father. I went to the bathroom to cry and put my makeup on again. My mother never told me that my father was disconnected because there was no chance for him to live. But when he was disconnected, he started to breathe on his own. It's a miracle, and all this happened while I was doing my interview. That day was so difficult, but I made it, and I hope my story helps you to see that everything depends on you. It doesn't depend on your scars, birthmarks, or insecurities. It depends on you, only you. I passed through many difficulties that day, but I made it and I'm so happy for that. How was the final interview? What questions did they ask you? In the final interview, they just checked the documentation I mentioned before and they asked me if I have doubts or questions, and finally they said that in 15 days they will give me an answer. What happened after the final interview? How long did you have to wait for an answer? After the final interview, I just had to wait 5 days to receive an answer. They sent me an email that I have to upload some medical tests and other documents. Why do you think the recruiters chose you? I'm sure they chose me because of my attitude. I was always smiling and paying attention to them, and I had a positive mind and energy, even though I was passing through a hard situation. Do you have any advices for the aspirants to this job? I just want to say that first of all, have God in your hearts, trust Him and have faith. He is the only one who can make this dream come true. Without Him, I wouldn't be here today. Then everything depends on you, your attitude, your open mind, your energy. Before going to an open day, investigate first. Investigate everything you can about Qatar Airways. You never know what the recruiters will ask you. Practice your answers, always smile, and always pay attention to them. Look in their eyes, remember all depends on you. No matter what is happening in your personal life, you can do it. I wish you all the best. Hope to see you in Doha. Guys, this is my friend's story. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions for me or for her, just write it below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to discover more about cabin crew life. See you next time.